Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to the WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and this, which is going to be our WWE Current Day Rosters Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So let's have a look at the card we've got set. We're going to have the primetime players defending their Tag Team Championships against the Ascension, who are representing the Ministry. Cameron will defend her Women's Championship against Natalya. Dolph Ziggler will defend his Intercontinental Championship against Damien and Sandow. Randy Orton takes on Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match. Bryan faces Chris Jericho in an Ultimate Submissions match. John Cena defends his World Heavyweight Championship against The Undertaker. And our main event is going to be that Money in the Bank ladder match as Cesaro, Bad News Barrett, Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, Rusev and Finn Balor all clash looking to pick up that Money in the Bank briefcase. So let's get straight into our first match. So as I said, our first match is going to be the Tag Team Championship match as the primetime players defend against the Ascension, who are representing the Ministry. And we are underway with our first match of the evening. We've got a packed out card here for you tonight. Really looking forward to the Chris Jericho versus Daniel Bryan Ultimate Submissions match. If you're not sure what an Ultimate Submissions match is, essentially it's just an Iron Man match, but only submissions count. So whoever picks up the most submissions by the end of the match will be crowned the winner. Of course, Cena was also defending his WWE Championship this evening against The Undertaker. Remember, The Undertaker only returned a few weeks back. And already he's been put in this prime position to win that championship. And of course, we do have the big Money in the Bank ladder match for you this evening as well. 6 guys that have never been the WWE Champion in real life or in my Universe Mode either, so we're really going to be ahead of the trend by, well, whoever wins this match. But yeah, we're opening up here with a Tag Team Championship match. Darren Young and Konnor in the ring at the moment. But I think the biggest part of this match, the biggest difference in this match is going to be that guy there. You see outside the ring, Paul Bearer. Very experienced manager. I'm sure his knowledge and expertise on the outside will really help the Ascension in this match. And also, a guy like Paul Bearer is very, very clever. You can guarantee, if needs be, he will get himself involved in his match. Distract the referee if needs be as well. Anything to help the Ascension walk out of this one with the championships. I mean, the Tag Team Championships have been a little bit of a difficult thing to defend in this Universe Mode. The Usos started the Universe Mode with the Tag Team Championships, lost them on the first pay-per-view to the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains then lost them on the second pay-per-view to the Primetime Players. Now, obviously the Primetime Players are defending here. I don't think anybody has successfully defended these belts as yet. So the Primetime Players will be hoping to be the first team to do so. Elbow to the inside of the knee by Titus O'Neil. This month has been very good for the Tag Team division, really, because we've seen, and as I said, there's Paul Bearer distracting the referee, allowing Victor to come in and break that pin. Yeah, the last month has been very good for the Tag Team division here in the WWE. Obviously, we've seen the Ascension debut. We've also seen the Wyatt family move from Combat Zone Wrestling roster to here as well. So we gained 2 very strong tag teams. And yeah, the tag division here on the Current Day roster is fantastic. Titus O'Neil, that gutbuster on Konnor, pulls him into the centre of the ring, going for the pin. Again, Paul Bearer has the referee distracted and Victor's in quickly enough to break the pin. And that's what we said about Paul Bearer's influence here at ringside. The Ascension really should have been down and out there as Victor catches a hold of Titus O'Neil and holds him for Konnor to come across and hit the knee to the stomach. Now Konnor makes the tag to Victor. In comes Victor. Misses the hot tag. What a surprise. Dear 2K, please make sure the hot tags work next year. Yours sincerely, Shabby Gamer. These hot tags are just stupid. They really are. SDO style move there from Titus O'Neil. Now a big kick to the back of Victor. Konnor and Victor come off the back of a massive victory a few weeks back as themselves and The Undertaker defeated John Cena and the Usos in a 6-man elimination tag match As again, Paul Bearer has the referee distracted while Titus O'Neil really could have finished off Victor there now. That's twice that the Ascension should have been down and out. But Paul Bearer's influence has saved them. And I think Paul Bearer may have been eliminated from ringside here as well. It looks like he has, you know. The Ascension are now out here by themselves. But has the work done by Paul Bearer been enough to guarantee the victory? No, it's not. The Primetime players successfully defend their championships against the Ascension. Great victory for the Primetime players, the first team to defend these championships successfully on this Universe mode. That was a beautiful gutbuster by Titus O'Neil. And the big spinebuster again by Titus O'Neil. He finished both these guys off on several occasions. But there was this final pin and just Konnor was just too slow across the ring, taking a lot of damage in this match. And just couldn't make it there to break the hold. To break the pin even, shall I say. So the Primetime players retain their tag team championships here against the Ascension. And it's not been a very good start to the evening for the Ministry. However, if the Undertaker can pick up the victory later on this evening, I think those frowns will be turned upside down. And I dare say this is not going to be the last we've seen of the Ascension in this Tag Team Championship bout either. It's a shame we can't have triple threat tag team matches in this one. I'm hoping they bring that back in next year in 2K16. And match number 2 this evening, we'll see Cameron defend her Women's Championship against Natalya. And here we go, we are underway. Remember, Cameron won that belt last month against AJ Lee. Surprised everyone, including myself. She won a triple threat. She won a triple threat match, that was it was. Triple threat match to get to the championship match, then defeated AJ in a one-on-one match, which was very surprising. Natalya recently won a 6 Diva over the top rope battle royal to make her way to this title match. And I dare say she's not going to want to leave here without the belt. Remember, the WWE Current Day roster is the only roster where you can see the women. There's not many on the game, so it's difficult really to build on any of a roster. Cameron now with the neck breaker on Natalya. Natalya tripping Cameron. Cameron there with that single leg drop kick on Natalya. Stats wise on this game, Natalya is much higher than Cameron. Much more stronger and technical as well. Twist the arm there by Cameron. Natalya reverses that knee to the stomach. But again, Cameron with that drop kick. Snapmare now by Natalya. Followed up by that leg drop. Cameron comes back to her feet but rakes the eyes. Referee had his back turned on the situation at that point in time. Not sure why. Natalya just throwing Cameron over that top rope. And Cameron just using that rope to advantage, just pulling Natalya's throat across the top of it. And there's that leg drop. Almost like a split leg drop, going for the pin. 1, 2. And Natalya kicks out just on the verge of 3. And I think that's what Cameron won the belt with. And there's huge DDT by Cameron. Could this be all? 1, 2, and 3. And it is. Cameron successfully defends her Women's Championship here against Natalya. And again, Cameron defeats all the odds to defeat one of the best women on the game. And I am very surprised. That was the 2 count after that split leg drop. And then this is the big DDT that finished it off. 1, 2, and 3. Cameron lifts that belt high above her head. Obviously very, very happy with that title defense. She really looked to build upon this. As I said, not the strongest woman on the roster, but is the women's champion nonetheless. Oh, but what is this? As Cameron's celebrating, the lights go out. And what is this? Cameron slides out the ring. Is that... That's Paige. What's Paige doing here? Paige making her way down to the ring. It says with Paul Barrett there, but I can't see him. But Paige makes her way down to the ring. Not currently on this game. For me. If she's with Paul Barrett, that can only mean one thing. Is she aligning herself? There's Paul Barrett there. Is Paige aligning herself with the ministry here? What is Paige doing here? Cameron's just defeated Natalya, retaining her Women's Championship. Paige now just comes up to Cameron. Cameron grabs a hold of Paige. Paige with a reversal though. Cameron just trying everything to try and catch Paige, but Paige has a hold of Cameron. And there it is, that vicious move, almost like a fisherman's DDT. And there's the second. And I think we know why Paige was here now. And our next match here this evening is the Intercontinental Championship match, as Dolph Ziggler defends against Damien Sandow. And here we go. Ziggler, one of the only ever-present champions in this universe mode, has held the Intercontinental Championship since the very beginning. Will he have another successful title defense here against Damien Sandow? He's defended it twice successfully against Jericho. Great power slam by Ziggler. Remember, Sandow gained the opportunity to come into this match last week on Monday Night Raw, as he won a over-the-top rope 6-man battle royal. Defeated some big names to get here. Can he build upon that victory and take the Intercontinental Championship away from Ziggler? He's pushing his foot across the neck of Ziggler here. At the moment, the odds are in the favour of Ziggler. We've had 2 championship matches this evening already, and both have ended up successfully retained. However, we saw in the last match, Cameron, although victorious, definitely came out underneath Paige, shall we say. Paige making a sensational debut here at Money in the Bank, aligning herself with the ministry and just taking Cameron out. Great German suplex by Ziggler on Damien Sandow. Then we still have for you this evening the WWF Championship match as well. Sorry, WWE. Get the F out. WWE Championship match as Cena defends against The Undertaker later on this evening. It's been a bit of a mixed evening so far for the ministry. Of course, the Ascension was unable to take the Tag Team Championships away from the Primetime players. However, the debut of Paige has really put the night back in their favour. And if The Undertaker can come out of this event with the WWE Champion, they'd be very happy, as Sandow going for the pin after that elbow drop, and oh, so close to having a new Intercontinental Champion here. Then we also have Jericho versus Bryan in that Ultimate Submission match, as well as Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match. And then of course we have the Money in the Bank ladder match this evening as well. So still an action-packed card coming up for you. Power slam by Ziggler. Going to go straight into the pin on Sandow. Maybe should have got a bit quicker. If he got a bit quicker, he might have won that match. So close to a freak out there. And there's that DDT by Ziggler. Could that be all? Pin Sandow 1, 2, and 3. And that is a quick victory here for Dolph Ziggler. And that's another championship successfully retained. Incredibly fast victory for Dolph Ziggler. I'm not sure what's happening here. This all these matches have finished very quickly, but they've all been on medium momentum, so I'm not quite sure why they finished so quickly. But either way, Dolph Ziggler again, still an ever-present champion in this universe mode, defends the Intercontinental belt. Third successful defense, twice against Jericho, now against Sandow. It's going to take somebody pretty special to take this belt off of Ziggler. And I do know that next month we are scheduled to have a #1 contenders tournament for the Intercontinental belt as well. So that'll be an extra episode uploaded, King of the Ring style tournament. So be sure to check that out. That'll be up in a couple of weeks' time. And then we'll find out who Ziggler will have to defend against at SummerSlam. And our next match of the evening will be Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match. And we are underway. These two guys have been at it over the past few weeks. And it's all going to culminate here. Roman Reigns now whips Orton into that corner. Went to follow over the shoulder block, but Orton avoids it. And Orton gets caught with that launched Samoan drop by Roman Reigns. One thing I have got planned, not necessarily planned, but something I've been thinking about. And I can't talk. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Obviously, we're trying to get some more factions. At the moment, we have the Ministry, which is the Undertaker, Kane, the Ascension. Obviously, we saw earlier Paige and Paul Bearer. Of course, we've also got the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. And I've got another idea how we can adjust that as well. But one thing I was thinking of is maybe a Samoan faction led by Roman Reigns with the tag team of the Usos and Tamina Snuka in there as well. So let me guys know what you think about that one. Whether that's an interesting one or whether you're not interested at all. But it'd be nice we can feud the factions together then, and you have the woman versus woman if it's Ministry versus Samoans. You have Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. You have the Usos versus the Ascension. You have Tamina versus Paige. So very interesting. Let me guys know what you think about that one. Belly to belly slam on the outside by Roman Reigns on Randy Orton. Brings Orton back to his feet, but Orton catches him with that Fez press and the punches now. And I think, yes, Randy Orton has busted Roman Reigns open here on the outside. Orton thrown Reigns in with some conviction. Orton under the ring now. But as he's looking for a weapon, Reigns comes back out and catches him. But now Orton gets Reigns backward for some more punches from the Fez press. And there's a great, again, launched Samoan drop by Roman Reigns. And another one on the outside as well. Elbow to the back now by Orton, but Reigns again reversing that drop toe hold. Reigns on a big clothesline to the back of the head of Orton. And sorry, if you can hear that high-pitched beeping, that's my smoke alarm. I need to change the battery. But I really can't be bothered. I live in a really old-style house, so the ceilings are like 10 foot high, and I'm not very good with heights, and I've got to climb a stepladder to get up there. So I've been avoiding that for a few weeks now. Orton, there it is with the RKO on the outside. Out of nowhere. However, remember, pinfalls and submissions only count within the ring. Orton throws Reigns in, and he's not finished. Orton looking for a weapon. He does pull out a baseball bat, but Reigns is back out to join him. Knee to the stomach by Reigns. And there's the clothesline as well. So as I said, our next pay-per-view is going to be SummerSlam, of course. It's going to be our first major pay-per-view of the year. Obviously, there's 4 major pay-per-views. You've got SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. So we'll definitely be trying to look to make SummerSlam our best pay-per-view yet. See if we can add any big names, bring some guys in from Retro maybe, and an Attitude just to bolster the roster up a bit. Thinking we might not need to. We've got enough talent. As Randy Orton has Reigns locked into that abdominal stretch on the outside, but Reigns reversing with that hip toss. Reigns brings Orton back to his feet, boot to the stomach, another boot to the stomach. And launches him back into the ring. Reigns for some reason, taking the long way around. And catches Orton with a spear though as soon as he comes into the ring. That could be all. 1, 2, And free it is. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns with a spear out of nowhere. Defeats Randy Orton here. In this Extreme Rules match. And there was one of the many Samoan drops on the outside. And there was a backbreaker on the outside as well. And here we have it. Reigns slides into the ring. And just catches Orton straight away with that spear out of nowhere. Orton didn't see it coming. And gets taken down for the free. Roman Reigns victorious here. In this feud between himself and Randy Orton. We're definitely looking to move on now and see what's next for him. Could he possibly be looking at the championship? We'll have to wait and see. Especially it depends on who's going to win the belt later this evening. To what feud we look to go for SummerSlam. But Roman Reigns has definitely, after picking up a victory here, put himself in the forts for that. And here we go with our next match of the evening. It's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Chris Jericho in an Ultimate Submissions match. And we are underway. And essentially, as I've said earlier in this evening, this is going to be a 10-minute match. The winner will be the person who gains the most submission victories in that 10 minutes. Great springboard crossbody by Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan. Both these guys somewhat of submission specialists. Jericho has his Walls of Jericho, and of course Daniel Bryan has his label lock. There's a great arm drag there by Daniel Bryan. And we've seen a great card already this evening, but we do have some great matches still lined up. Of course, we have this one. Next, we're going to have The Undertaker challenging John Cena for his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then our main event is, of course, going to be that Money in the Bank ladder match. We've got some big names in that ladder match. As I've said before, though, no one in that ladder match has previously been the champion. So we're guaranteeing a new champion, really. We all know that the Money in the Bank briefcase almost guarantees you a championship as it is. And my phone's bipping again. I'm not doing a very good job here this evening, am I? Let me turn that down. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Daniel Bryan. Boot to the stomach by Jericho. Bryan reverses, and there's the tilt-a-whirl neckbreaker by Bryan. Hip toss as well by Bryan. Slamming the arm of Jericho into the mat. I'm sort of worried now if anyone's going to pick up a single submission victory in 10 minutes. Bryan whips Jericho into that far corner. Follows up with that dropkick to the head. Bryan went for the enziguri. Jericho avoids it. Bryan now just taking Jericho down, but Jericho straight back up to his feet and hits the tilt-a-whirl neckbreaker. Bryan back to his feet. Now Jericho twisting the arm of Bryan. Bryan there with the step-up enziguri to the back of the head of Jericho. And now just a stamp to the arm. Knowing that they need to start wearing down the body parts of each other to try and pick up that submission victory. Great sort of straightjacket neckbreaker. And now just the elbows across the shoulder. Daniel Bryan doing a great job of dissecting the upper body of Chris Jericho. Definitely trying to weaken him down for that label lock. Butterfly suplex now by Bryan as well. And again goes back to that elbow to the rotator cuff and upper pectoral. Brings Jericho back to his feet. Jericho fighting back there. The boot to the stomach of Daniel Bryan. Jericho brings Bryan up and hits a vertical suplex. Bryan back to his feet. Jericho with a dropkick. Bryan now whips Jericho over that top rope. And it looks like he's going to... Yes, he does. He suplexes him back into the center of the ring. Jericho back up to his feet again, but Bryan catches an elbow to the side of the face. Step up enziguri by Jericho as well. Stamp to the back of the knee. Brings Bryan back to his feet. Jericho has Bryan up, and there's a powerbomb. Jericho hitting Daniel Bryan with a powerbomb. And we are now almost 4 minutes into this match. And we're getting to the sort of point of time now where I think people are going to start going for submission holds. Drop toe hold, and Daniel Bryan catches his face on that bottom rope. And now Bryan's the first person to lock in his submission. There's the bell lock on Chris Jericho. But Jericho manages to make his way to the ropes. Not great ring positioning by Daniel Bryan. Enziguri by Jericho. Bryan's back up to his feet though. Jericho with a back elbow on Bryan. And I think Jericho has been in one of these matches before. I think about sort of 10 years ago, I think it was Jericho versus Chris Benoit in an Ultimate Submissions match. So this is not a match I've made up. This is a match that actually has happened in the past. It's great when two submission specialists get together and can have this sort of match though. Bryan rolls Jericho over. Jericho fighting his way back up. And there's the code breaker. And now Jericho locking in the half Boston Crab on Daniel Bryan, who's central in the ring. Bryan scooting his way along towards the ropes. Jericho breaks the hold. Difficult to keep a submission hold like that locked in for a long amount of time, because you are actually in like a squat position while you do it, so there's a lot of pain in your own legs as well. Bryan with a back elbow on Jericho. Was Daniel Bryan go for? I thought he was going to go for like a pedigree there by the looks of it, but Jericho reverses it into that Samoan drop. Went for the springboard splash, but Daniel Bryan flips out of the way, brings Jericho back to his feet. Jericho throws Bryan over that top rope. We only have 4 minutes left in this match now, and we're still nobody has a pinfall or a submission. Diving forearm by Chris Jericho. Now locking in that submission, just wrenching back on the neck of Daniel Bryan with the arm locked behind the leg. Is this going to be enough to make Bryan tap? No, it's not. I'm starting to think I might have been better off doing this as a 15-minute Ironman match rather than a 10. Drop toe hold by Jericho, follows up with the elbow drop to the back of the legs. Daniel Bryan's back up. Jericho twists the arms of Daniel Bryan, and we're 2/3 through this match now, and we still don't have a single submission point to either person. Daniel Bryan tripping the legs of Jericho now, locking in the knee bar. Daniel Bryan locking in the knee bar on Chris Jericho. Jericho survives. Both guys lop up in the centre of the ring. It's Bryan who comes out on top with that headlock, and now a neck breaker as well. As Bryan rolls Jericho over, Jericho fights way back to his feet though. And I think we're at this part of the match now where we're going to see quite a few submissions locked in. Jericho with a neck breaker on Bryan. Brings Bryan back to his feet. And Jericho's going for the walls. But Bryan has managed to scoot his way across to the ropes. He's not far away from the rope at all. And Bryan makes it to the ropes. And now a code breaker by Jericho as well. Went to lock in another submission, but Bryan fights his way away. Bryan now. An abdominal stretch on Chris Jericho by Daniel Bryan. And Chris Jericho taps out. Daniel Bryan takes the first point of this match. Jericho now snapmare into that sort of seated camel clutch, but Bryan's feet are underneath the ropes. Jericho throws Bryan against that far rope. Bryan comes back and catches Jericho with that tilt-a-whirl neck breaker. And Bryan locks Jericho into the bell lock, centre of the ring. Could Daniel Bryan pick up a second point? He does. Chris Jericho has to tap out. We have 1.5 minutes left, and Daniel Bryan's leading this match 2-0. But Jericho catches Bryan. Went for that powerbomb again, but Bryan reversed into that DDT. Now just slamming Jericho's arm into the mat. Daniel Bryan again has Jericho back to his feet. Jericho reverses. They're throwing Bryan against that far rope and catches him with that sort of reverse cutter. Big knee to the face by Jericho. There's under a minute left. Jericho really needs to lock in a submission if he has any chance of even drawing this match, let alone winning. Bryan avoiding the suplex, reversing into a snap suplex of his own, and just stamping on the arm of Jericho. And Bryan doing a fantastic job here of just letting the clock run down, controlling Jericho. We have 36 seconds left now. And I don't think Jericho is going to have enough time to lock in 2 submissions. Jericho with a punch to the back of Bryan. Bryan gets from the back of Jericho, and Jericho again reverses, and Bryan reverses. We have 15 seconds left now, and Daniel Bryan just needs to see this clock out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The bell goes, and Daniel Bryan is successful with 2 points to 0 in this Ultimate Submissions match. And we're not going to see any replays at all, are we? That was a reverse cutter by Jericho. Oh, we are. This is the walls of Jericho. But as you see, Bryan did a great job of getting himself close to them ropes before it was locked in. This is the label lock that got the 2nd point for Daniel Bryan. And this is just as Bryan was running down the time on the clock. Great victory for Daniel Bryan. Comes out on top of Chris Jericho, and Jericho is having a torrid time in this universe mode. He faced Ziggler at the first 2 pay-per-views for the Intercontinental Championship, lost in both those matches. Comes into a pay-per-view match here against Daniel Bryan, Ultimate Submissions, and came out on the losing side of that as well. So Jericho is really looking for a way to push himself forward in this universe mode. But either way, Daniel Bryan successful, the former WWE Heavyweight Championship in this universe mode. Lost at the last pay-per-view to John Cena, is victorious here against Chris Jericho. And talking to John Cena, he is in our next match defending his WWE Heavyweight Championship against The Undertaker. The following match is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And here we see The Undertaker locking up here with Cena. We've seen these two go at it a few times over the last month, and on most of the occasions, the challenger here, The Undertaker, has come out on top of Cena. That man at ringside, as we've seen, can make the difference. However, they've not had a fantastic night tonight, the Ascension. The Ministry, sorry. The Ascension had the opportunity to win the Tag Team Championships against the Primetime Players earlier. Came out on the losing side. We did then see the debut of Paige, who aligns herself with the Ministry. She came out and took out the current Women's Champion, Cameron. And now The Undertaker gets his opportunity to pick up the WWE Championship against John Cena. I think no matter what happens this evening, if Taker leaves here with this championship, it would have been a great night for the Ministry. Scoop slam by Taker. Remember, we do still have the Money in the Bank ladder match for you next as well, so be sure to keep an eye on that. Hopefully we won't have a dodgy finish. I know what 6-man ladder matches are like on this game, so hopefully we'll have a good finish. And no matter who wins, we're going to have a respectable Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Russian leg sweep there by Taker on John Cena. Cena started this universe mode with the belt, lost it in the very first pay-per-view to Daniel Bryan, but won it back at the last pay-per-view against Daniel Bryan as well. So this is his first defense since winning that belt back. I'll be hoping this is a successful one. Undertaker with a great backdrop on Cena. Cena with that leg drop on the knee of Taker. Good idea by Cena to try and take out the leg of the big man. Might reduce the amount of power moves he can use. Be difficult to tombstone somebody with a dodgy knee, surely. Belly to belly slam by Taker. And a leg drop as well. Big knee to the stomach of Taker by Cena. Cena was going for a suplex, but Taker reverses with an arm breaker. Big clothesline by Cena, taking Taker out. And now there's the over-the-top stunner style move. Taker with a big strike. You don't want to trade strikes with Taker. Followed up by that leg drop. Cena back to his feet and a boot to the stomach of Taker. Taker now slamming Cena's face into the mat. Tell you what, I've really pushed the Undertaker recently, haven't I? Because if you watch all of my other rosters, you will see that Undertaker is in the Attitude Era and the Retro roster as well. He's getting a push in all of them. Cena hitting that over-the-top stunner again. Brings Taker back to his feet. And Cena sit-out powerbomb on the Undertaker by John Cena. Now that's showing some power of his own. Cena brings Taker back to his feet. Again, looked like he was going to go for one of them suplexes. Undertaker reverses with that Russian leg sweep, followed up by that leg drop. Brings Cena back up by the throat. Arm breaker by Cena. Knee across the chest of Taker as well. Taker back up to his feet, avoiding the strike of Cena. Cena avoids a strike, and these two guys both seem to know each other quite well. Must have done their research. And there's that headlock takedown by Cena. Taker back to his feet though. Cena catches him again though. Gets around the back and there's a belly to back slam. Collegiate wrestling style that was. Cena with a belly to belly slam as well. Now Cena slides outside the ring. Now John Cena's taking the top off the announce table. What does he have planned here? Not sure it's wise. Whatever it is, a Taker follows him outside. I think the Undertaker is much more in his yard fighting on the outside of the ring than John Cena is. Taker with that suplex. Taker brings Cena back up by the throat. Cena throws Taker towards that table. Cena now. And Taker still fighting on the outside of the ring. The referee's still counting. He must be getting close to 10. I've got my TV on mute so I can't tell. Cena and Taker both make their way back out to the outside. They break the referee's count. Cena brings Taker over to the announce table. Brings him up. And Cena has Taker up on the top of the announce table. And he has him up. Cena puts Undertaker through the announce table with the AA. In this WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. But Taker just sits straight up like nothing's happened. Taker taking a couple of seconds to recoup on the outside. Slides back into the ring. And surely Cena just needs to pick up the pin here. The damage must have been done to Undertaker. Taker fighting back with that punch to the stomach. May not have been a wise idea by Cena to use one of his most impactful moves on the outside. As Taker signaling here. Has Cena up. Is this going to backfire on Cena? Gets hit with the tombstone power driver. Could this be all? 1, 2. Oh, Cena kicks out a 2 as well. The Undertaker's so close to becoming the World Heavyweight Champion here. See, amazing here. Oh, I thought Taker was definitely out of this match after being hit with the AA through the announce table. And then I thought Cena was definitely out of this match after being hit with a tombstone power driver. Undertaker with a pin from the Russian leg sweep. Only a 1 count. Cena kicks out. Taker now with that big shoulder block. Cena goes down hard again. Taker with a leg drop. But Cena straight back up. And Taker takes him straight back down with that running DDT. Now just slamming the arm of Cena against the mat. Cena back to his feet and punches the stomach of Taker and catches him with that shoulder block. There's the second shoulder block. And there's that dodgy slam. Cena now going for the pin. May have left it a bit too long. And Paul Barrett up on the apron distracting the referee. And I think Cena had Taker down for free there. Cena takes Taker down hard. Now Cena here measuring Taker up. Gets him up on his shoulders. There's the AA. Goes to the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And John Cena successfully defends his WWE Heavyweight Championship against The Undertaker here. It's that DDT early on by Undertaker. Tombstone power drive. I thought that had to be the end of this match. Only for a 2 count though. And there was Cena after the second AA. And I must admit, I'm completely surprised this Universe mode. We have had 4 championship matches this evening. And all 4 have been successful defences. The Primetime Player successfully defended against the Ascension. Cameron successfully defends against Natalya. Dolph Ziggler successfully defends against Sandow. And now John Cena successfully defends his belt against The Undertaker. It's not been a very good night at all for the Ministry. Short of Paige's debut. They've really not had a very good night at all. And now here we go with our main event match. It's the 6-man Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens, Bad News Barrett, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Rusev, and of course Finn Balor. And here we go. We know one of these guys is going to be crowned as Mr. Money in the Bank for this year. Who will it be? Who will walk out of here with the briefcase and a guaranteed shot at the World Heavyweight Championship whenever they so want it? All 6 of these guys are more than capable. We've seen that. Cesaro, that German suplex on Rusev. Finn Balor gets the ladder taken off him by Bray Wyatt. Bray throws it into the ring very early on, leaving Balor in a heap outside. Rusev is left in the middle of the ring with a ladder. Nobody seems to want to take anything off. And Rusev just throws the ladder to the outside of the ring and takes out Kevin Owens. Now we see Owens and Balor, as well as Rusev and Barrett fighting here on the outside, which leaves Cesaro and Wyatt in the ring. There's just so much action, I just can't keep track of everything that's going on. So forgive me if I miss something. Cesaro in the ring with a great German suplex on Barrett as Finn Balor throws a ladder in. Rusev takes the ladder straight off Balor and sets it up in the middle of the ring. And Rusev starts to climb. The first person to climb the ladder is Rusev. He's got a hold of that briefcase, but stumbles. There goes the ladder, and Kevin Owens brings Rusev down with that powerbomb. And now Balor and Bray Wyatt both climbing the ladder. And there goes the ladder. Cesaro pushes the ladder over, and Wyatt and Finn Balor go down hard. Cesaro sets the ladder up again in the middle of the ring. Goes to climb it. Cesaro has a hold of the briefcase. And again, Owens takes Cesaro out and hits him with a powerbomb off the ladder. That's twice now that Owens has stopped someone from winning this match. And Owens has Cesaro up and went for a powerbomb again, but Cesaro reversing into the facebuster. Saito suplex there by Barrett on Finn Balor, the 2 British guys in this match. Yeah, I've just realised that Bray Wyatt is the only American in this match. Of course, Cesaro's Swiss, Kevin Owens is from Canada, Finn Balor's Irish, Bad News Barrett is English. So Bray Wyatt is the only American in this match. As Kevin Owens hits a package pile driver on Cesaro. Finn Balor climbed the ladder, but Bray Wyatt just pushed it away from the briefcase. Diving uppercut by Cesaro from the middle rope. And now Cesaro climbing the ladder. He's got a hold of the briefcase. And again, it's Kevin Owens that pulls Cesaro down. Kevin Owens went for the ace crusher, but Cesaro avoids it. Kevin Owens has got a hold of Cesaro again. And as I said, out of these 6 guys, one of them is going to be crowned Mr. Money in the Bank. Who's it going to be? Owens gets caught with that gut wrench. And Rusev has a hold of the briefcase. And it's Finn Balor who pulls Rusev down. As Bray Wyatt brings the ring steps into the ring. There's a neutralizer by Cesaro on Kevin Owens. Now Cesaro setting the ladder up. The main problem with a 6-man ladder match like this is it's never going to end very well in the universe mode because guys don't stay down long enough. As Rusev and Owens are in top of the ladder in the ring, Cesaro just pushes the ladder over. Bray Wyatt now setting that ladder up in the centre of the ring himself. Bad News Barrett went for the powerbomb of Finn Balor. Rusev and Balor now climbing the ladder. Fighting at the top of the ladder. Who's going to come out on top of this exchange? Well, Cesaro makes sure it's nobody as he pushes the ladder over. Both guys hit the ground hard. Now Bray Wyatt's going to set that ladder up. Or is he? Just stood there holding the ladder. Cesaro with a Death Valley driver. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt slide outside the ring. Finn's back in. Now Bray's back in. Rusev's on the outside now as well. Kevin Owens climbing that ladder. Bad News Barrett on the other side of the ring joins him up there though. And there's Barrett with that neck breaker off the top of the ladder on Kevin Owens. And Owens is down and out. As Bray Wyatt's taking the top off the announce table. Finn Balor's in a great position here in the ring. It's only him and Barrett just pushes the ladder straight over. As Cesaro and Rusev still fighting on the outside. The top's been taken off this announce table. Are we going to have any more drama here on the outside? Bray Wyatt makes his way to the top. And gets caught with that bull hammer. He went for the double axe handle. And Bad News Barrett catches him with a bull hammer. As Rusev has Cesaro on the announce table. Rusev puts Cesaro through the announce table. Finn Balor takes out Bad News Barrett with that ladder. Kevin Owens takes out Bray Wyatt with a ladder. And all 6 of these guys are really just kicking 3 shades of shite out of each other. For the lack of a better term. Kevin Owens and Rusev now both have ladders in the middle of the ring. It's getting a bit glitchy because they're both trying to walk around. Finn Balor takes the ladder off of Owens and sets it up in the centre of the ring. Finn Balor starts to climb. The ladder's not very central though. As Finn Balor and Bad News Barrett both just attacking people with them ladders in the middle of the ring now. There's the Windsor change by Bad News Barrett. Finn Balor sets that ladder up perfectly in the middle of the ring. Starts to climb. Finn Balor has a hold of the briefcase and pulls it down. Finn Balor pulled the briefcase down before Kevin Owens could do anything about it. And we have a new Mr. Money in the Bank, and it is Finn Balor. Only made his debut a couple of weeks back here on the WWE roster. This was the part where Rusev put Cesaro through the announce table. I'm not quite sure what they're showing us there. But as you see, Kevin Owens just made his way back to his feet, and Finn Balor grabbed a hold of that briefcase and pulled it down before anyone had the chance to bring him down. And missed the Money in the Bank. Finn Balor. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy. So Finn Balor is guaranteed a future WWE World Heavyweight Championship match whenever he wants it. The ball is now in his court. So everyone, that is the end of our Money in the Bank pay-per-view for our current day roster. I hope you've all enjoyed it. We've had a few shocking things happen here. Tune in next week to see how they all develop. But I've been Shabba Gamer. Thank you very much for watching this episode, and goodbye.